Hi. Hi. Okay, so good afternoon, everyone. I am Alysson, and I'm currently a board member of PyCon Philippines and Python Tech Lead of Women Who Code Manila. So today, I'd like to share with you the top 3 things that I learned during the 5 years, or almost 5 years, that I spent with the Python community starting from 2015 to present. So number 1, this is taken from the third line of Team Peter's Zen of Python, which is viewable when you import this. Simple is better than complex. Back when I was still studying computer science, So back when I was still studying computer science at the university, Python wasn't included in our curriculum, and the only thing that I knew about it is that it's not a snake. And I didn't even know that it wasn't based on a snake at all. Everything changed after I attended the Python for the Curious workshop during Women Tech Makers 2015, facilitated by the awesome ladies of PyLadies Manila. So, yes, that's the picture of us. During the event, that's me, my friend, Ate Nadine, one of the mentors. Oh, and by the way, in the Philippines, Ate means Ani? Ani? Did I say that right? Or older sister. And Kuya means young or older brother. I'd probably use these 2 words a lot, since most of my friends in the community are like my older siblings. Yeah, so as a student who's been declaring functions using public static void main string args ever since I started to learn how to code, being able to declare them using a very simple def made me think of Python as the language spoken in heaven. So, I mean, the concept of being able to focus more on thinking about the logic behind the solution to a problem instead of spending most of my time learning about syntax was absolutely attractive. Not to mention, I don't have to think about missing a semicolon anymore. However, while I definitely fell in love with Python at first sight, or first try, joining the community never really occurred to me at all. But as fate would have it, during my internship at the UX firm the following month, I learned that one of my co-intern's brother is actually Kuya Matt, or Matt Lebrun. He's one of the founders of PyCon Philippines. Small world, right? And so I was introduced to the community and subsequently volunteered during PyCon 2015. And it actually happened later on that year where I was one of the hosts, or MC. I decided to join because I was grateful that they introduced Python to me, and I hope that somehow I can repay their kindness forward with this. I never imagined that I'll be doing this for the next 5 years. Yeah, so that's us during PyCon Philippines 2015. That's me, and then those are the volunteers and organizers at the time. Actually, during that PyCon, I remember there was this one room, where the projector wasn't working, and there was no time to waste. Now, even though unforeseen events like this are normal, I was kind of in a panic, thinking of all the possible alternatives and what to do during the worst case scenario. Honestly, I have this tendency to overanalyze and fall victim to analysis paralysis. I guess that's when I realized that more than being introduced to Python, I was amazed by how the people I met, the ever-friendly organizers and volunteers, solved this problem programmatically. I mean, they were really chill and calm while approaching the situation logically. They were like, what happened? Okay. What can we do? Okay. Did it work? No? Okay. What else can we do? Okay, did it work? Okay, problem solved. So it was so efficient and it was so effective that I started to wonder, why was I making this very simple thing complicated? Because the thing is, while we thought of the same ideas, They executed it rationally without making a fuss. And they were able to approach not just their code, but also everyday situations simply without making it complex. How cool is that? And imagine if we can do that as well. I don't know if this is something that they also learned through the community, but this is definitely something that I was able to adopt through their example. So again, lesson number 1, simple is better than complex. Lesson number 2. This is the coding style in contrast to LBYL, or look before you leap. It's easier to ask for forgiveness than permission. Despite after joining PyCon Philippines and attending and hosting my first PyCon, I was never really proactive with volunteering because I was afraid of being judged and called a fraud. I mean, after all, I just learned Python recently at the time, and my expertise was nowhere near my peers and the other volunteers who were senior developers and C-level people. So I guess this imposter syndrome of mine prevented me from trying harder. Thankfully, it was emphasized so many times in the community to just believe in yourself and just do what you want to do. Again, they were so chill, but so cool. I was taught that it's normal for people to make mistakes and have things that they don't know, and that's okay. Admit that you're wrong when you're wrong, or you don't know what you don't know, and just try again. So this gave me the confidence to be more proactive and join Women Who Code Manila. So that's us. The post is very millennial. And this is a picture of us, the mentors. At first, I only wanted to try attending the study groups facilitated by Women Who Code Manila. I never planned on being a mentor, let alone a tech lead. Because like I said, I felt like an imposter and I don't think I know enough. But because it's easier to ask for forgiveness than permission, I gave it a go. And it was one of the best decisions that I made in my life. Every month, whenever I share the things that I know in Python through the study groups, I actually learn so much more in return. There's this Latin proverb, docendo decimus, and it means by teaching, we learn. I got to see how other people think, how they approach problems differently from how I do them, but still arrive at the same solution, or maybe something even better. And it was definitely interesting. I was also motivated to learn more on my own so I can document and share them afterwards. And 15 study groups later, here I am, still sharing, still learning, and definitely having a lot of fun. So this is the last lesson, lesson number 3. This is taken again from the Zen of Python. I really like the Zen of Python. And it's now is better than never. All of the experiences that I shared a while ago can be classified as examples of now is better than ever. But if you think about it, most of those are simply products of being at the right place and at the right time, and having a bit of confidence to take risks and go with the flow. Now is better than never is about setting goals, making plans to achieve them, and actually doing them. It's about intending to do what you've always wanted to do and making that happen. So this is PyCon APAC 2019, which happened earlier this February. We at Python Philippines wanted to host PyCon APAC for the longest time and have been encouraged multiple times by the other communities to do so. We didn't want to do it without being ready for it, but we also didn't want to let this opportunity pass by. And so what did we do? We prepared for it, we planned for it, and eventually applied for it and made it happen. I remember Sonny Valdez, also one of our board members, making the proposal and making sure that we all have the info we need and want. We couldn't have done it without everyone's help, and it's just so beautiful to see something amazing like this happen through the collective efforts of the community. So together, the community has been achieving so much, But individually, these people are also high-performing achievers with high potentials. They motivate each other to grow and share whatever it is that they're working on in hopes to inspire other people. I actually have a separate chat group with Ate Miki and Anj. They are both board members of PyCon Philippines, where we share what we've been doing and what we plan to do next with our lives. This doesn't include only our accomplishments, but also our failures and the lessons that we learned from them. They're very much like my ever-supportive stage, Anis. Anis. Oh, so inspired by all this, I finally decided to push for what I personally wanted to do for the longest time, and that is to give a talk outside the Philippines. And so here I am. This is actually my first time speaking outside the Philippines, and I am so nervous and excited and happy all at the same time. And by the end of this month, I'll be in Singapore to give a short talk during Women Who Code's event called Connect Asia. I still think that I am nowhere near the level of my amazing peers. I am still learning, and I definitely still have a lot to learn. But if there's one thing I internalized during all of these years as a volunteer, it's to be bold and to be brave, because you have a solid support system behind you. There's another Latin proverb again, it's Audentes fortuna juvat. It means fortune favors the bold. So to sum it up, lesson number 1, simple is better than complex. Lesson number 2, it's easier to ask for forgiveness than permission. And lesson number 3, now is better than never. There are definitely more takeaways that I can ever list, but I hope that this inspired you to try volunteering, maybe join the pool of volunteers at PyCon Korea next year, and grow both as a developer or whatever your job is, and as a person. I would also like to take this opportunity to thank the organizing team of PyCon Korea 2019 and all the volunteers. Congratulations on this awesome event, and you've been very helpful and accommodating. Thank you so much. So I think we still have a bit of time if you have any questions about the community, about being a volunteer, or if in case you're feeling introverted and wanted to ask stuff in person, I'll be around after this to answer them. Thank you.